Welcome back to Teshkid FX for another price prediction update, and in this video I'll be giving you a price prediction update on Fantom, whose current price stands at the $0.02062 mark, and here on TradingView the market is down by 0.52%. And in this video I want to give you the short-term and the long-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out, basing my analysis on the EBOOK structures, the Fibonacci's, and also the key areas of support and resistances. And allow me to kickstart the video here on the daily chart by giving you a brief of what has been happening here on the Fantom chart. Fantom, from these low prices that we had been trading within, we saw a very nice bounce to the upside, making it to an all-time high at around the $3.5 mark in a movement that I've been terming as a higher Elliot wave count 1 to the upside. And after seeing the all-time high, we have been seeing no prices in this massive ABC corrective structure, which has now taken us back to around the $0.16 mark. And after seeing that low, we have been seeing a bit of a bounce to the upside. And in this ABC corrective structure, we can now term it as a higher Elliot wave count 2. And after seeing the low for that higher Elliot wave count 2, whatever we expect next is a bounce to the upside in the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3 before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5. And getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliot structure that I have right here, and give you a measure from the all-time high. You can see that Fantom from the all-time high is down more than 94%, meaning there are chances that we might have seen the bear market low and also the low for that higher Elliot wave count 2, and there are chances that very soon we might see that bounce to the upside in the formation of this wave 3. And because the wave 3 to the upside is an impulsive wave, we also expect to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upside, having the wave 5 completing the formation of that higher Elliot wave count 3. And this can only happen in the next bull market, and once we see a very nice recovery from the bear market low. And that is my long-term scenario that I'm expecting to play out here on the Fantom chart, and also sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3, using a trend-based Fibonacci, connecting it from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of that wave 3 at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies between the $5.8371 mark, and that is the minimum that I will expect that wave 3 to the upside to do in the next bull market. And jumping to the 1 hour chart for further analysis, and also give you the short-term scenarios that I'm expecting to play out here on the Fantom chart, basing my analysis on chart patterns that we have information over here, and also the Elliot wave structures. Here on the 1 hour chart, you can see that after making our low down there, we have been seeing a very nice impulsive movement to the upside. And initially here on the charts, I had an Elliot wave structure that was being obeyed by Fantom. And if I draw it out, we can have this as the first wave to the upside. Then we saw this ABC corrective structure right here, seeing the formation of that second wave. Then saw a very nice impulsive movement to the upside in the formation of that wave 3. And I was expecting a bit of a retracement over here in the formation of that fourth wave, before we continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5. And I had sketched out a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4, using the Fibonacci's, connecting them from the low of the second wave to the high of that wave 3, and that gave me a minimum target area to the lower side in the formation of this wave 4 between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area. And you can see we have retraced perfectly into this target area, fully maximized it, and that was after seeing a breakout out of this triple top that I have right here, which is a chart pattern that normally breaks to the lower side, having the target area of the breakout as the height between the tops and the neckline. I got that height and placed it below the neckline, giving me a minimum target area back to around the $0.2135 mark, which is a target area that we fully maximized. But we have one issue over here. A wave 4, according to the Elliot wave structures, should not retrace into the wave 1 high. And if I mark the wave 1 high on this chart like that, you can see that this wave 4 right here retraced into the wave 1 high, meaning we have come to an invalidation point of this Elliot wave structure. And that's when my second possible scenario now comes into play. And I had my second possible scenario having this movement to the upside as an impulsive movement, terming it as a higher Elliot wave count 1. And whatever we are seeing over here is a bit of a retracement to the lower side in the formation of a second wave. and I believe we have seen the low for that second wave, and I'm expecting a bit of a bounce to the upside in the formation of a wave 3 before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing even higher in the formation of that wave 5 to complete a higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upside, and getting a little bit into the details of the formation of this Elliott wave structure and give you a minimum and get to see whether this second wave has done the minimum that we expect a second wave to do by connecting the Fibonacci's from the low of the first wave down there to the high of the wave 1. That gives me a minimum retracement area to the lower side in the formation of this second wave between the fib level 0.5 and the fib level 0.618, and I can mark that target area here on the charts. We can have it like that, which lies between the $0.2136 mark and the $0.223 mark, and that target area has been fully maximized. We even lost the fib level 0.618 and retraced a little bit lower, but we have not yet managed to get to the fib level 0.78 fib level, which perfectly lies at around the $0.18 mark. We are still holding above that key area on the Fibonacci, and that means there are chances that in case Fantom regains that impulsive nature to the upside, there are chances that we might continue pushing higher in the formation of this wave 3. And because the wave 3 is an impulsive wave, I will also be expecting to see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3, having the wave 5 completing the formation of that wave 3 to the upside before we see a wave 4, and then continue pushing higher in the formation of that wave 5 to complete a higher Elliott wave count 1 to the upside. So that is my primary scenario here on the Fantom chart, and sketching out a minimum target area to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 using the trend based Fibonacci, and that is assuming that the low was in at around the $0.19 mark in the formation of this second wave, by connecting the trend based Fibonacci from the low of the first wave to the high of that wave 1, then dragging the fibs to the low of the second wave. That gives me a minimum target area to the upside at the fib level 1.618, which perfectly lies at around the $0.3524 mark, and that is the minimum that I'm expecting that bounce to the upside in the formation of this wave 3 to do next. And that is my primary scenario and also my short-term scenario here on the Fantom chart. So let's be patient and see how that plays out. Also taking a look at the indicators here on the RSI. On the RSI, we are trading at around the 49 mark, meaning we have massive room for us to support any movements to the upside. Also any movements to the lower side will still be supported. Also taking a look at the MACD. Here on the MACD, we have been able to print a bullish cross, and we are also seeing an increase in the buying momentum, meaning higher prices could be coming our way. So let's be patient and see how that plays out, whether we are going to complete the formation of that higher Elliott wave, that is that wave 3 to the upside, and also see fractal waves in formation within that wave 3 to the upside, and I'll keep you updated.